Hey guys, welcome back. My name's Melissa. If you're new here, welcome. And for today's video, we are going to do my January favorites. It is a new year and I have fallen in love with a certain plant genus lately. I know some of you know what it is. Alocasias, I don't know what it is. I've gotten 3 new alocasias since January. I know, it's crazy. I do have a couple alocasia that I want to show you for this favorites video for this month, and I will show you some others that I have been absolutely loving lately. Up first is none other than my Alocasia Cuprea. Look at this stunning beauty. She's not even gonna fit in frame because she's so big and so beautiful. This is the new leaf she just gave me recently. Absolutely stunning. And the back side, this beautiful burgundy color. Yeah, just absolutely stunning. I have fallen in love with this alocasia. I just love it so much. She's currently in a 5-inch pot. I can just pick her right up out of there. The pot is very tiny compared to her massive leaves. She does have a new growth point here, but I don't think she'll pop anything anytime soon. She might surprise me though. She actually was a pretty decent sized alocasia before I moved. I purchased her with a good amount of leaves, and after I moved, I put her in my IKEA cabinet behind me, and I thought she would do well in there, and she hated it. All of her leaves died except for one. So she is officially growing back, and this is her today. She is absolutely stunning. I don't feel like she's super root bound yet, but I feel like maybe probably by the summer I might have to go up to a 6-inch on her. But we'll see. She seems happy, and obviously she's pushing out big leaves, so she's happy. So there's no reason to mess with that if she's happy and growing. So yes, I love her so much, and I just love all of my alocasias, but this one especially is probably my favorite. I just adore her. I might have to sit further back for this one to show you, but this is my Regal Shields. This is the other alocasia that I've been absolutely loving this month. And she does have a couple new growth points. She's got one here in the middle and then one right down here. So she's one main plant here, and then she has a baby corm on the side. And she has lots of leaves. I can't even tell you how many leaves. She's so big, so beautiful. If you're someone who struggles with alocasias or you're just getting into them, I highly recommend starting with the Regal Shields. Mine started as a tiny plant. It had 3 leaves, and I feel like it stayed kind of small for a while, and then it started popping off more this year. This one is in a 6-inch pot. I upsized her last year, but you can see she's got quite a bit of roots in there. So she's not overly root bound, so I'll probably leave her in the 6-inch pot for a while. She's big, she's happy, she's growing, and it's beautiful in the sunlight too. If you hold the leaves up in the sunlight, they're beautiful. So this one has like kind of an orangey tone to it on the back side, and then the leaves have this beautiful lime green veining. Stunning, and you can see the lime green on the back side too. She's been an absolute favorite this month, and I can't wait to see the new leaf come out on her. But I highly recommend this alocasia if you want to get into them. Another favorite of mine this month is my Marble Queen. Honestly, I adore her. She's my favorite moss pole right now. You can't even see that newer leaf there, that variegation. I just want to show you up close. Isn't that gorgeous? It's hard to believe that this is a Marble Queen. I'm holding her. She's pretty tall. She's got a couple other vines. I've shown her a few times on my channel and in favorite videos before. Did I feature her last month in a favorites video? I think I might have. If I didn't, then it was the month before. But I'm excited. She's pushing a new leaf again already. And it's crazy to me that this is a Marble Queen and that these are her leaves. If I can get one to fenestrate in my indoor environment, that would be absolutely mind-blowing. I'm gonna chop her as soon as she reaches the top because she is still plastic from here down. She's still a plastic pole. And then I have wire over top. So when I go to chop her again, she will probably only be able to include Yeah, I might be able to include this leaf and up when I go to chop her. She'll just be that and any new growth that she forms. And then all the other leaves will be the bottom half. So I don't know how I'm gonna do that when I go to chop her. I think I'm gonna see if I can add some of these back into the pot and let them continue climbing up when I go to chop this plant. I'm gonna try and work it as to where I'll still have one marble queen, but she'll be chopped and be able to still continue to climb and mature, but still somehow include a lot of these. I seriously love her, and if you do not have a marble queen, or if you want to start a moss pole plant, I highly recommend an Epipremnum plant because they climb fairly quickly, and she's been on a pole a year now, which, I mean, I feel like to get the size of leaves in a year's time is pretty good. I mean, they're pretty big leaves. So she is definitely one of my favorites for this month. My next favorite is my Philodendron Verrucosum. And this plant has been on a journey with me. I've talked about this plant before. This plant's over 2 years old, and it's been a struggle to grow this one in my environment. I just feel like, I don't know, she's just been unhappy for the longest time, and I think I attributed that to me chopping her. And when I chopped her, she kind of went downhill. I did have this plant on a bigger wire pole, but I feel like it was too much and I was letting her get too dry. So ever since I have transitioned her to a smaller pot and one of these thickly poles, and she's staying a little bit more hydrated, I feel like she's appreciated that. And I do have her in my cabinet right now, which I think is helping as well. And I probably am gonna have to extend this one soon. I feel like things dry out so fast in my cabinet, so I just have to be careful and mindful and to keep an eye on them, because I've definitely have been letting this one get too dry. But these newer leaves are gorgeous. I think Verrucosum is a kind of a difficult plant to grow, and they have the fuzzy, I don't know if you can see the fuzzy petiole on it. Mine doesn't have a lot of fuzzies because it's still pretty new. You can kind of see some more there, the fuzzy on it. So right now it's 2 vines growing. So I have one on this side with a new leaf and one on this side with a new leaf. So I'll probably extend this one soon, and I'm gonna try and keep this one in my cabinet as long as possible. I feel like this one really likes the environment in there. It's a little bit more stable in winter right now as far as the temperature goes and the humidity goes. So I feel like this one definitely appreciates that. And I would say not to let this one get too dry. I feel like has helped mine come back and grow for me. But yes, I cannot wait to get mature leaves on this one. I think it's going to be gorgeous if I can get some big leaves on this one and to keep this plant happy in my room environment. So stunning. Next up is this cutesy little Florida ghost. It is so stinking cute and adorable, and I love it so much. Sometimes when I get plants and they've grown to be so big and so large, it's nice to have a more cute, compact plant, I guess, that's not overwhelming, because I am running out of space. But I've always loved the Philodendron Floridas. I've loved the Florida Beauty, and yeah, the Florida Ghost definitely was one that I got a long time ago. This was a node that I grew from the other plant that I have that I chopped back. And this one is growing in so lovely. I think the color on this one is beautiful. I have some that are really white looking, like these ones. And then I have some that are more of like this minty color. And then some that have faded to a little bit of a darker color there. So this one is beautiful. I think the overall leaf shape and the colors on this one is so stunning. There's just something about all those colors I love. And this one is in a tiny 3-inch pot with one of these thickly poles. I definitely put it in a really tiny pot, but it didn't have a whole lot of roots, so I was waiting for it to get somewhat established in here before I go to repot it again. So I might do that at some point this year, just upsize it slightly to, I think, probably a 4-inch. I think this tiny 3-inch dries really fast, so I have to keep an eye on that. The growth point is way down here, so this plant has a lot to climb before I would have to extend one of these thickly poles. I think this one, just the leaf shape and everything and the colors on this one are just so pretty. So definitely one of my favorites for this month. Next up, I have to show one of my pink princesses. This one has been an absolute favorite. She's given me a couple new leaves lately that have been absolutely beautiful. She's given me this kind of half moon one here. And then she just unfurled this one. I don't know if you're gonna be able to make that one out. The genetics on this one, I've gotten so lucky. Every time I post about her, I always get questions on variegation and how to get pink. Whoops. But it's honestly, it's just genetics. I just got really lucky to get one with so much pink on it. And yeah, I'm just very fortunate. Every leaf has been stunning coming out on this plant. I do have some that have like less pink, but for the most part, overall, you can see all the pink pretty much on every leaf. So I'll probably have to get some kind of extra support soon here. She's making her way to the top. And after I moved, she did lose quite a few of these bottom leaves. So the stump here on the bottom is quite empty, which I don't really like. So I'm thinking, I have 2 other pink princesses in my collection that are small. Part of me wants to add one at the bottom and let it climb up with this one to fill out the pole to have it be a bigger plant per se, but then I don't want to take away from the beauty of all the pink on this one in case one of my other ones isn't as pink. I don't want to take away from this. So even though this does bother me here, you can't really notice it too much. And yeah, there's no way I'm chopping her anytime soon because she's beautiful and I love her. I want to show you this Hoya as a favorite for January because it's one of the Hoyas that has done really well for me. It's bloomed for the first time in the last month. I believe it started blooming in December last month. And it's a Alocasia, and here's some of the blooms on it. Oh, right here. Aren't they pretty? They do smell very fragrant, like a kind of a strong perfume. Here's some that are dying. I'm gonna pull those off on it before they come off and make a mess. Once they kind of die, they make a mess, so I try to get them before they come all the way off. Here's one that hasn't opened yet. There. And this one has more peduncles here that are forming. Right there. I don't know if it's picking it up. But yes, I love this one because it's been blooming for me and it's been really easy as far as the care goes. Here's another one, another peduncle. And it's actually in a ceramic and it doesn't have a drain hole, which goes against my rules, but the pot size is pretty small. I mean, it's not overwhelming for this plant and it gets a lot of light, and when I water it, I'll water from the top and then I can dump this plant pretty much all the way over. I mean, some of the dirt's gonna fall out, but if I kind of hold here and dump over, all that excess water can drain out, so it's fine. So that's usually how I water this plant. And as long as I water it thoroughly and I can dump it over to drain, it's still draining and it does fine with that. So yeah, I do really love this Hoya lately and I'm really happy that it's happy and it's so cute. This pot is adorable. I just think it's the cutest little thing ever and I just have it hanging up in my window like this. It is so cute. Last up, I have to show you my little cutie, one of my birthday plants, my Alocasia Jacklyn. I have been obsessing over this ever since I got it. You're not really going to be able to tell, but I'm going to see if I can get this really up close. But the leaf has little hairs on it, the white little fuzzy hairs. I don't know if you can make that out. So the texture on it is so cool. I've never seen like a fuzzy Alocasia before. And it's got one more tiny cutie little baby leaf. I am literally dying. Look at that. Look at that. It's not even as big as my thumb. I'm just so used to big plants. Like my plants have gotten huge. So to have a tiny little cutie, I'm obsessed, you guys. I'm obsessed with this thing. It's doing well so far since I've had it. And I haven't done anything with it. I've watered it and I've cleaned the leaves off. So I'm just letting it kind of adjust to my space. There is a new little growth here, but it's probably not going to push out for a little bit yet, I'm thinking. And I'm not gonna repot it or mess with it. I feel like it's a baby, so I'm gonna let him probably sit in this soil for a while. I'll probably add some slow release maybe in here come March. And I think it'll be fine in this mix. It's a little less chunky than I would like, but in my space, everything dries pretty fast. So I think it'll be good for this plant. And yeah, I'm excited for it. It is so cute and so adorable, and I love it so much. I cannot wait for this plant to get to be a big alocasia one day and grow little baby corms from this one. I'm gonna be so excited. I love it. That is my January favorites. I really hope you enjoyed, and I cannot wait for spring, you guys. I cannot wait to get some plants back outside and rearrange in here and do some more repotting. I'm trying not to do as much with my plants still because it's winter. I do have a lot that I want to do and start doing, but I'm trying to hold off a little bit longer if I can. But I'm excited for it all. I love springtime and just that season and seeing your plants like perk up and new growth start happening. It's like they can sense spring is here, and it makes me excited. So I am ready for that, and I cannot wait. So thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys again very soon.